Renting is financially better than buying right now, even if you plan staying long term. I did an analysis recently exploring the rent versus buy question and was surprised to see that when I run the numbers at today's rates and making a number of historically based assumptions about the future, renting is actually financially better than buying, even if staying in the house long term. I'm still hearing people quoting that if you plan to stay in the house for 5 years, buying will be better. But that's not what I'm seeing. Thoughts on this? You can see the full analysis my arguments in my blog. By the way, PLZ, subscribe if you like this sort of content. X200B update. Wow, didn't expect this level of engagement. Thanks to everyone who read the post and subscribed. Look forward to engaging on these topics more. Unfortunately, don't have time to read through all the comments and answer, but scanned through and a few points I want to make. Yes, there are a lot of assumptions, as you need to make assumptions to run any model. Most are historically based. Some are historically based adjusted if I had strong conviction around something and needed to make assumptions around tax rates to account for tax deductions as well. Also, agree that real estate is hyper-local. These points are both addressed in the conclusion points 2 and 3 respectively. Of course, feel free to model things out for your local market based on your convictions and draw your own conclusions. X200B without doing any analysis and the fact that it currently takes 13.5 years to break even on a house with a 20 down payment, I'm not too surprised. For the next few years, definitely, eventually, the economy will change, and a better equilibrium will be found. Doesn't take a math whiz or genius to realize high interest rates and high home prices means buying isn't worth it. I feel like the main thing people should be aware of is the rent versus buy comparable unit split. If it really costs $4,500 to rent an equivalent $900,000 unit, then it makes a lot of sense. Where I'm from, $1 million home gets rented for $7,500. Let's see, $4,000, $1,700. Even those individuals who say shit like you can take that extra $200 and put it in an index fund have a point. If you actually saved the extra $2,300 into an index fund, houses are liabilities, which is why you don't fucking overpay for them. You either whom or you don't. I wanted to whom, so math plus my feelings equals buying in late 2022. Doesn't this largely depend on your age? If somebody is 20 years old and taking out a 30-year mortgage, there's a very good chance that buying will be the right thing for them in the long run. With many years of having a paid-off house and no rent in old age. If you are 45 or 55 and looking at starting a 30 years mortgage, then of course the time horizon is much worse and much less likely to come out ahead of just renting in retirement until death. This is regional, depends on the market. The funny thing about this post is while it makes lots of sense, the person you are paying rent to would likely disagree. The question, what will it take for prices to plummet? If the majority of folks have loans at 2.4, then they're not moving. Some say real estate will plummet when commercial loans start defaulting next year. Not sure yet. Solution to all housing threads is simple: build more apartments, condos for all people that prefer life flexibility. Build more houses for folks that like the stability and long-term value of a home. Build and end the commodification of housing. Same post for the North Time. Thank God I bought a couple years back when it was worth it. 2009 all over again. Owning should be more expensive, however the margins are out of whack. Man shrugging, medium dark skin tone. I've completed one of 4 years of the lease on my home. If I were to buy it at the Zillow estimated price, had a 30-year mortgage with today's interest rate, and a standard down payment, my mortgage would be $2,000 higher than my rent. And my rent is not cheap. Assumption. Do you have in your assumption that the US might need to devalue the dollar again like in 2020? 2021. Thus essentially double the house price and cut existing mortgage debt in half? It's frustrating to see my rent go up 10 a year. But it can go up 10 every year for the next decade and I'll still be paying less per month than a 30 years mortgage in the same zip code. Prices are downright silly. Add a sensitivity analysis for rent growth and stock market gains. I say this because I can foresee rent growth higher and stock gains lower than your assumed 3 and 10, respectively. You should post this on our first-time homebuyer. 99 of things out there are shit if you're looking as an investment vehicle. One though still pop up. In my market I see about one good product a week that'll make the year. And one product a month that's a deal of a lifetime. If you have the means to see opportunity and line up your resources. Whoa whoa whoa. Doesn't Rebubble say landlords are the scum of the earth that provide zero value and just steal your money? Why in the world would you rent from them? It has been for at least a year. This just isn't true at all. Whatever a house cost per month, rent the equivalent house for less and stick the monthly price. Diff in savings, you'll build equity faster than had you bought the house. This is the exact thing I tell my tenants too. Where is your break-even percentage rate on the mortgage? I bet you have a credit union running a special near you that can get you under 6 on some reasonable product. It has been for a long time, but people will continue buying because the narrative real estate lobby social pressure is too strong. I love when renters justify prison. But in 2016, refi in 2021, owning, renting, buying. But riding the rate drop to the bottom seemed like a good idea at the time. Am I right? I got an insane deal on my place I bought 2 weeks ago. I was paying $2,500 for a 1-bedroom in downtown Miami. Moved 1 hour north. Bought a 2-2 on the water for $240K. Was listed for $335K. Mortgage, insurance, property tax comes out to $3K month. To me, $500 month is worth building equity. How that works out on a spreadsheet. Rent increase 3. House appreciation 4 but stock market appreciation 10. Yo, why? One of the above numbers is global nationwide but 2 aren't. I hope you understand that. What are your assumptions for rent inflation? When I moved to the Bay Area in 2009, I could get a luxury 1BR for $1,400 month. The same apartment rents for $3,200 month now. And isn't really considered a luxury anymore. Because there are all these new builds going up for $4,500, $6,000 month. Studios are $2,000 month. This is the primary financial reason to buy a home. Your mortgage payment is locked for 30 years. And then goes away. Your rent floats to whatever the going rate is. At 7-year inflation, it doubles in 10 years. And will be 8x higher by the time your mortgage is paid off. As always, at 100 is dependent on where you live. Right now, to rent the same house I just bought, my rent would be the same or $100, $200 cheaper. Buying makes sense for us. Good luck with that. Lame. Sometimes I just buy things so other people can't have them. You're stuck trying to crunch numbers. Me and others like me make moves because we can. It's not that serious. Imagine doing a financial analysis between 2 different desserts you want after dinner. Clown face, clown face, clown face.